Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tonight's the night I'm breaking free. No change, no rules, just me. I've been walking in the shadows, waiting for my turn. Playing by the rules, but they got nothing left to burn. The fire's in my veins, now I'm done with standing still. Gonna climb this mountain, bend it to my will. They said, stay in line, just do as you're told. I was never made for a life so cold. The rhythm of my heart beats loud and strong. This is my anthem, my victory song. I'm ruling my own world, lighting up the sky, turning all the doubts into sparks that fly. I'm running with the thunder, I'll never back down. Crown on my head, I'm owning this town. I'm ruling my own world.
What's up, everybody?
The streets are paved with echoes of the dreams they left behind. But I've got a map of courage and I'm steering my own mind. Let the neon lights guide me through this endless fight. I'll write my name in the starlight before the break of light. They said stay in line, just do as you're told. But I was never made for a life so cold. The rhythm of my
Howdy, Tammy.
loud and strong. This is my anthem.
Howdy.
Victory song. I'm ruling my own world, lighting up the sky, turning all the doubts into sparks that fly. I'm running with the thunder, I'll never back down. Crown on my head, I'm owning this town. I'm ruling my own world. Drums and sensor guitar solo. Oh, the fire's alive. Can you feel it inside? Like a tidal wave rising, can't stop this tide. No more looking back, no more holding tight. I'm stepping into the day. I'm taking the night.
YouTube is telling me it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, which is absolute crap. But that's alright.
I'm ruling my own world, lighting up the sky, turning all the doubts into sparks that fly. I'm running with the thunder, I'll never back down. Crown on my head, I'm owning this town. I'm ruling my own world. No chains, no fears, no lies to hold. I'm carving out my path with written
Oh, yeah.
I'm ruling my own world.
What is a Cobra 3 Max combo? I will show you that in just a moment. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Maker Monday. How's everybody doing? JPP, what's going on, my guy? Robin Hood, Wifey, Heidi, Tammy, everybody. This is YouTube only stream, by the way, so we're the only ones here. And tell me if my mic sounds all right, because yeah, nice shirt, thanks. I'm using the Lovier mic, so I want to see if it is working properly. It works fine on every other device except for a PC for some reason, and I'm not sure why. Hey, what's up, Thorpe? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I really suck at PUBG, at least today. What's up, Havoc? Sounds good. Perfect. All right. Maybe if I keep it, what I say, charged. That's the answer right there. It seems that I forget to charge the stupid microphone. Cappy, what's going on? Hello. And we did have a question of what is an Anycubic 3 Max combo? So Anycubic just recently added 8 colors total to this monster. This is a huge printer. Let me show you this thing. It is a bed slinger. However, it is a unique bed slinger in the fact that it's, one, modern and does modern speeds. Two, has 8 colors. 8. And 3 is 420 by 420 by 500 millimeters. This thing is monster. You're no longer in my Discord and you can't rejoin. Why did you leave? I didn't kick you. So, as the title of tonight's stream stands, it is basically tonight is for you didn't leave. You should still be in there. We'll check it. We'll check it a little bit later. I'll get you back in. No worries. But this is an ideathon. So I spent the afternoon thinking about what would you guys like to see for maker content. And I know the technical guys, they would like to see builds, right? And possibly reviews, stuff like that. Problem is I haven't got any sponsors. And I can't afford to go buy new printers. So reviews are going to have to wait until I get sponsors. Use the CR10 Max in the co-print. I have not used the co-print, but I do know that it is extraordinarily wasteful based on the videos that I've seen. And it is god-awful slow. So I had actually considered getting a co-print head for the Flash Forge back here. By the way, I don't know if you guys can see it, but look, it's got walls. Doesn't have a door, but it has walls. Yeah, I'm looking at anything to do multicolor myself. So that's the reason I ordered parts like 3-4 weeks ago for building 2 of the the first week of the month actually for building 2 of the Happy Turtle lettuce feeders. Problem is everything from AliExpress is totally screwed right now, and unless I can find those parts locally and get my money back from AliExpress, I have to wait. Because that would be a very simple solution for a lot of problems. So yeah, it's been interesting in the realm of trying to find content, because I started to do the whole let's print starships thing, and I still want to do some of that. The problem is it needs to be 1 starship or maybe 2 max at a time, because some of them take many parts. Printing all-in-ones or even the 2-part models is nonsense, and I'll show you why. So the last stream that we did that with, somebody says, we'll make an X-Wing. All right, this is literally the best X-Wing model, the best free one I could find. Look at that. Notice, look at the guns. All of them are broken. Every one of these pylons has broken off. Look at the crappy quality of this. And I printed 3 different versions of this. 3. Every single one of them came out exactly the same. Every single one of them was printed on a different printer. So that tells me it is not me, it's not my machines, it's not my filament, it is the model. And this is garbage. Look at the windscreen. Here, let's do this. This is a better camera for this. Look at that nonsense, y'all. Joey, thank you for the subscription over on the YouTubes. Appreciate you. Steven, why are you writing in Chinese? Why? I can read that. I know what he's basically saying. And enders don't suck. But yeah, so the model sucks. This model sucks. Oh, you're talking about supply? Yeah, yeah. Now, in the same token, last night, I use Orca Slicer. I don't use Kira. I haven't used Kira in probably 5 years. Ugh, Kira Slicer. That just gives me nightmares. Speaking of, while we got this camera going, can anybody tell me what happened here? I went to print some shelf brackets. And of course, this camera for some reason is lagging like mad and not focusing. Figured I was, oh my God, Havoc, you and I are going to have words, bro. let me do this. Oh my God. Painting cam, custom. Let's make it 720. There we go. Oh, that is so much better. There you go. Now you guys can see it. Look at this nasty, nasty print quality. I tell you exactly what happened. It is cracked, and it is splotchy and blotchy and everything else. And this is the prime reason why all of us tell people, oh, this one's even worse. Here, look at this. There you go. That's a good one. Dryer box. Everybody, you need dryer boxes, even for good old PLA. These were lightweight brackets, by the way, and I was just going to use basic old PLA. Problem is we've had rain for days, and I dug out my old moisture content meter that barely works, and yeah, found out that that particular spool that I had loaded had a 30% moisture content reading in it. 30%. That's a lot of water inside of plastic. So, like I said, sitting here going, yeah, now you can see the nonsense that's in that. And that's after post-processing, too. It's just like, oh, God, this is just horrible. Yeah. I mean, that just looks disgusting. But that was out of a dry roll spool of filament, too. So I'm just, I sit back, I'm sitting here going, okay, what does the community, yeah, 30% is only good in alcohol. That's like not, you don't even want that in alcohol. You don't want that much moisture in your alcohol. Oh, what's JPP putting in the chat? That's the exact model. Literally, the exact model right there. It's junk. Try to print it. Yep. I don't know where my wife went. She probably went to go start dinner. But yeah, that is JPP. That is literally the exact model that I printed, and it looks nothing like it. It's modeled incorrectly, and it's modeled in layers, and it's horrible. So there is a couple of models that I do want to do. Those are going to be done on my big printer, the 300 by 300. That's going to be the board cube. And I did find the Queen's diamond. I do have a decent model for that, the board Queen's ship. There's going to be a couple of others that I want to print out. I do want to print out like another Enterprise. I've got plenty of Voyagers at this point, and I have the Captain Shuttle, which actually did turn out very well. Here, I'll show you. Where is that little guy? Oh, God, that hurts. I'll show you the Voyager that we printed, the miniature Voyager, and the Captain Shuttle. Here is the Captain Shuttle. It came out real nice. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Just send her, whatever, damn it, you know. She's got her own Discord in my channel. You can just message her direct. And then here's the other little Voyager. This one came out beautiful. The Captain's Yacht, yes. This is the Captain's Yacht when it is in full warped mode. These are supposed to be articulating, but the model didn't have them articulating. The nacelles, that's what I'm trying to say. I was actually considering redoing it, but nah. It was a pain in the ass to do anyway. That's a cool Star Wars, but oh my gosh, Thor. I'm gonna take my name back, bro. I'm gonna take my name back. I tell you what. But no, so I'm kind of I'll be perfectly honest, guys. I am kind of over the whole printing starships things. I do want to do the whole project about printing stuff out from like Spaceballs. Because Eagle 5, you know, Spaceball 1, you know, stuff like that, I just think would be very fun. And I get this, I did find bobbleheads as well as, oh God, what are they called? The other miniature blockhead dolls that they have out. I can't remember what they're called right now. My brain's just a complete blah. But I did find characters of everybody from the show, which is hilarious, including Barf. Which, you know, John Candy, Funko Pops. God, yes. Thank you, JPP. You want a Schwartz ring? Well, you know, you got that from a Cracker Jack box, right? So there's a lot of technical projects that I want to do that are of value to myself and to other technical type individuals. And then there are some creative projects that I want to do. All of the technical stuff has to be put on hold until I have more money. So I'm trying to figure out how to actually keep continuing to grow the channel, grow the content in the audience, while maintaining the current audience. And if anybody has any ideas about that, that's why this tonight is an Ideathon. Steven. I like that. That's funny. But yeah, this is a, and I'm sorry for snorting at you guys. Allergies are just kicking my butt, and I don't have a mute button close to me at the moment. But, so it's an Ideathon, and I want you, my viewers, and my friends to chime in. Tell me what you would like to see me build, and which projects you would like to see me take on. And I will find ways to do them. beg for sponsors like other streamers. Thorpe, I've been doing that. Let me tell you guys a story, and this is no insult towards any company. I'm going to name names, but there is no insult, all right? Just saying that. I want to put that out in the clear because I know people are busy. Hold on. I have messaged every single printer manufacturer that is in mainstream and a few that are not. Every single one. Telling them what my channel's about, which projects I would like to do. I am not muted. I was muted, but I'm not now. But telling them what I'd like to do and why I'd like to use their equipment to do it. Not only gives them good exposure, but, you know, let's be frank, there are a lot of channels out there that they get sponsorships from these companies and don't do anything with them. I also have a degree in marketing, so I know how to utilize sponsorships pretty easily. You know, how to market that. And out of, I would say, 110 emails over the last 2 months, 0. And I don't mean 0 as in I got all negative responses. I mean 0. I got no responses. And the same thing goes for every single filament company I have sent emails to. Every one of them. Including my 2 favorites. And I don't mind saying it. Polymaker and Anycubic. No response. And I get it. Their marketing teams are busy. It's a busy time of the year for shows and all this good stuff, plus this whole thing with tariffs and everything. It's got everybody up in arms. I get it. But simply sending a simple email going back going, hey, we received your message. We are a little bit busy right now. Let me get back to you when I can. It might make it, it might be 3 or 4 weeks. That would be perfect. But giving 0 response, all of these companies, not just the filament companies, but the printer companies, the parts companies, all of them, giving 0 response tells me that either 1, they don't like me flat out as a person, and I don't deem them as being enough human for a response, or 2, it means they're shitty people. And I'm not saying that everybody that works there is shitty. I'm saying whoever's checking their fucking email is shitty. Yeah, I dropped the F-bomb. Common decency in business and in business ethics as well as in marketing keeps people coming back. It's just that simple. Ignoring people after repeated emails, none of these companies, by the way, can say they didn't receive one of my messages. I have sent repeated ones, like weekly, for 2 months. That's at least 8 messages for every single company. That's about 870 some messages total. Think about that, folks. So, I don't trust sponsors. I would dearly love it if somebody would come to me finally and go, look, man, we're really sorry. You know, shit just hit the fan. we weren't prepared for it. Your stuff fell through the cracks. I'm sorry. I would love that. Am I expecting that to ever happen? No. Thanks, Aster. So when we talk about trying to get sponsors, it's just not happening for me. And yeah, but they're not sorry. That's the problem, Havoc. You know? And here's the thing. I've actually even reached out to part of, I'll give you an example. I've reached out to part of the marketing team direct via Discord for one of the filament companies. I'm not going to say which one. And I said, I asked, and I've been very, very nice and very patient, and I still am. But so I reached out and and I didn't talk to the head honcho because I know the head honcho is busy. So I reached out to one of the other honchos and I said, have you guys gotten my emails? This dingbat that actually answered me back said yes. And then dropped out of the chat. How do you think that makes an individual feel? And I have receipts to back all of everything that I say up. And frankly, I don't mean to brag, but I could run the marketing teams for a lot of these companies a hell of a lot better because I would, one, demand that customer service be the number one thing that you excel upon, even above sales. And customer service is an all-encompassing thing, also meaning the marketing team, because they're the ones that are responsible for such things as sponsorships and, project grants, etc. All right, Tammy, have a good one. I didn't want to get into that part of it, but I mean, can you see? Yeah, I'm a little bitter. I honestly am. More not that I'm mad at them, I'm just disappointed that I'm not even deemed worthy enough to just get a response back. Take it back. I did get 2 emails from 2 companies that were not even on my radar. And there are some things that might go on with those. You've got a club of correction, dude. It's available. What? Club of correction. Well, believe what? Get this, Havoc. They're one of the ones I sent an email out to about project sponsorship. I remember when companies like Epson used to be, they cared about, not good reviews, but they would sell you their kids to avoid a single negative. Yeah. I mean, I just think it's shitty just to simply blow people off and not respond to them ever. I get it. I get busy too, and I'll forget to answer messages, but I'll answer them at least a day or 2 later. And if I don't have a chance to, do anything about it, I will say, I'm sorry, I haven't had a chance to do anything here. Give me another day or 2, and we'll get together and talk. You got your first order jacked up in the over. That's cool. All right, JPB, got to get some food going. Appreciate you, my guy. And just by talking about some of this stuff, I'm probably blowing chances of getting sponsorships with a lot of these companies. And I'm sorry. They want honest reviews. That's an honest review right there. I can't give you any more honesty than that. It kind of hurts more than anything that I am not deemed worthy enough just for a simple email response saying it's our busy time of season. We'll get back with you in a week or 3 weeks, whatever. It's just one of those things. And maybe it'll happen one day, maybe it won't. In the meantime, in order for me to do things, I got to rely upon either my community or whatever fundage I can gather up on my own. So back to the actual topic. What projects would you guys like to see? And so the reason I asked about that, one of the reasons is I need to be able to, one, justify buying another big printer in multicolor of all things, whether it's the Anycubic 3 or whatever it is. The, Creality K2 Max or K2 Plus, I'm sorry. Well, I hope you're safe, Tammy. I hope you're safe. But I need your guys' input of what you guys want to see. What kind of content do you want me to create? I want to be able to sit right here on the work table and I want to, I want to build a printer. I want to build MMU units, multi-material units, and show people how to, adapt their single color, single filament, single color, printers to multicolor. Those are things I want to do. And I want to be able to do it cheaper. That said, in the interim, one, I need to make money. So I have no idea what to put up on my Etsy store because I've sold 2 skulls. That's it. Happy Turtle Lettuce Feeder. Exactly. I've got parts ordered. They just haven't shipped. They're out there in the middle of nowhere. Cherry PC Picard Board Cube. I already know that project. I actually already know that project. And for those that don't, let's just bring it up. If my stupid computer will work. Yeah, I know this machine. Bing. Yep. It's far too big for a pie. This thing's huge. I mean, it actually is 3D printed, by the way. And injection molded, both of them. This thing is a monstrosity. Oh, yes, I love this thing. I mean, it is absolutely huge. It's gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, that's the size of your standard 27-inch monitor for everybody. Yeah, it's beautiful. But it is that has, if I remember right, there's somewhere in the range of 700 fiber LED lights in it. And that's what's actually doing the crisscross right there. If you can see that. This right here, that's all fiber LED behind plexiglass. Yeah, I've seen this thing before. It's gorgeous. I don't like the fact that it's full RGB. It needs to be green, and that's just the only color it should have is green. The only piece of Star Trek, stuff I would own. Yeah, well, I mean, I would love it. And believe it or not, here, check it out. You know, I had actually considered doing this for a another mini PC board, but not the Pi. But let's see, board lamp. I had considered taking the green LED tea light, this right here, and making it slightly bigger, and putting I don't even have it over here right now, but I have a kick Pi. Same thing. It's just a little bit different. It's square motherboard instead of rectangular. So it's definitely a doable thing. I mean, it prints in 4 pieces, so scale it and then add mounts for the board. And on one side of it, put all your, it would be easy. It literally would be easy to make it for a Raspberry Pi. I would actually make the Pi go to an angle. You gonna print that? Yeah. Here, I will drop this in the chat. I don't have to worry about one chat tonight, guys. Since we're only doing YouTube. I'm surprised that nobody has remixed it, though. I mean, yeah, he used Xylotech transparent PLA, and then he painted it, which is brilliant, actually. And funny enough, he actually made it on CR10, which is kind of overkill. See, remixing culture is allowed, so. And there's also this one right here, but this one's sloppy. I don't really like the way it looks. Yeah, it's a little bit sloppier. And I actually have the model for this with the board sphere. So, I mean, I have no problems printing these things. And even, scrounging up the money for the printer chow to do it. It's not overkill if that's what it took. Well, that's true. My biggest thing is I don't know what everybody wants to see in general terms. Because I know that I can't please everybody, right? I know that. But to get me by in terms of content until I can actually build things, I can make things, hence the whole make, Captain Kern makes. I just don't know what everybody wants. And by the way, has everybody seen The Room? There you go. Move things around. Literally, I've moved about 90% of the crap in this room. This side of the room still needs a lot of work. I'll even show you that, even though it's not clean. Well, here, I'll just have to move the camera because, yes. But, moved all that stuff over there. This is not that spacious. It's literally 11 foot by 13 foot. And that's the whole reason that I did this is because I was completely out of space. And as for being clean, no, it's not clean. there's a lot of stuff that's hidden very, very well. CV63, what's going on? I would say that personally, there was a print it all period, but I have moved into printing useful items or items that solve a specific. Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, I agree. I absolutely agree. And that's what most of my prints are, is stuff that solves something. You know, like here you go. Design that. Well, remixed it. I didn't design it totally, or remixed it. And yeah, it's going to a friend of mine. They needed a desk caddy. God, there's all sorts of things that I've printed, you know, just for that purpose. Oh, here's another one. Camera mounts. I print tons of these stupid things. I break camera mounts like there's no tomorrow because I just flat out breaking them. Well, appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it. I'm a pretty chill person, so I just want to be able to do things that people enjoy. You know, that's the thing. You know, headphone mount. I love printing starships. I love printing tchotchkes and trophies and statues and Ghostbuster stuff. I love all that. I like useful things more. Um, you know, it's like see. Let me go. Do I have this on this profile? No, it's on my other profile. Let's go to my other printables profile. And of course, please log in. Then print that. Well, the thing is I can print it all day long, but I've already printed them. People will watch when you're having a time. Well, yes, people will watch, and I enjoy everybody watching. But if I'm printing things that people find boring, then they're not going to stick around that long. And they won't have as much to talk about. I've been doing this far too long. I know how the internet works. So, and like I said, I still want to do, wifey. I still want to do Star Trek stuff, and I do in Star Wars and Spaceballs. It's like I just found an epic 6-piece model of the Imperial Star Destroyer. Not Star Destroyer. I'm an idiot. The Imperial Destroyer. The ship. Yeah, that's where I'm sitting in my head right now. Now, here we go. I'll show you guys this. These are things that I have up on printables that I have designed. My buddy Preston comes over to me and goes, "Can you remake my dad's toolbox inserts?" 4 days later, there you go. Like brand new, but better. They'll last longer. I did 3/8 drive, and 1/2 inch. And sadly, he could only find a 4-inch and not a 6-inch extension to put in it. Those were simple things. This is my very first design that I ever uploaded. I have these all over the place. Niklaus, welcome. You need a 1/4 inch set? Well, I can build it. You just give me the dimensions of the actual toolbox or the tool tray. But I've got these all over. There's 2 of them right there, one up on the wall, and a whole host of them in that dresser. You know, this is back when I first started this, you know, building this room up. And these things are solid, you know. It's probably one of the best designs I've made, even though they don't look that great, but they are solid as a rock, and they're only 20% infill because of the way I designed them. And yeah, you know, I can actually show you what makes the difference. Can you? Can anybody that's a 3D engineer tell me where I changed it to make the biggest difference? Anybody that does slicing or modeling of any sort. That's one of the hurdles you have to overcome. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it happens. It's not actually a 45, but you're right, Stephen. Look at it head on, from nearly head on. Everybody looks at this thing and they go, "What?" So there are 5 intersecting internal pipes that connect the actual vertical spool rod. This is all printed as one piece, by the way. And in that little 45, almost 45 degree, it's about a 30-degree dome, 33 degrees, that the spool rod actually penetrates through. There are 5 rods that penetrate at a similar, I think it's a 33-degree angle, into the actual spool mount. It's damn near impossible to break. I mean, I've put a I've put a 3 kilogram spool on it. It's great. But you know, you guys, you know, and of course, I keep bragging about my double roll vertical paper towel holder, and I know what it looks like. This one I actually need to do some work on. I actually did break the one here in my office. Not sure how, but I broke it. But this thing is just, you know, solid. And this is the dumbest thing ever. You talk about practical things that everybody needs in their daily lives, right? Things that you, oh, well, my electrical box. The cap for my electrical box outside disappeared. Couldn't find one. So, well, I did find one. They wanted to charge me $29 for it. So I printed one. Took some measurements, and an hour later, had it printed. And it's been there ever since. And for some ungodly reason, nobody had standard 1-inch curtain rod mounts, otherwise known as 21 millimeters. Do I ever go through the modeling on the channel? I have a little bit. I am not that great at explaining myself when it comes to modeling. Oh, and this is my most famous design that I have never sold. Never sold one of them, and I've only given them away. And that's not even the right model for the rendering, because there's a small notch right there. It's a keychain phone stand. You mean 1-inch pipe caps? No, like curtain rod holders. Thank you, TK4. Appreciate you. So, and if tonight's not a night, and I don't want anybody to get the idea that I'm just sitting here complaining and bitching and moaning, because that is not the purpose. It's just I need the community's help to figure out where I should put my time and effort into. Because if you guys are sitting here going, well, I'm just here to support him and I don't care what he's doing, that's fine. Thank you. But at the same time, I would rather you be entertained while we're doing it. I really thought about doing this, but I mean, if I'm going to make me a lightsaber, I want a real lightsaber. I want hard light, man. I want to be able to slice through stuff. Granted, man, I think it would be just slicker than snot to make lightsabers. Well, yeah, CB63. I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I just want to be able to find things that people are interested in. Because I know the whole maker world is not everybody's cup of tea, because everybody else, in the world depends on people like makers to design things. Whether it's a electrical engineer or a mechanical engineer or an artist, we're all makers. We all make things. And there's tons of other things that I've designed, that I haven't even put out. Stuff that just helped me out around the house. Here, we'll just open up Fusion. I'll show you guys a few things. I get a lot of people that go, I would like you to do something in Blender. I don't know anything about Blender. I am not a sculptor. Lord knows I wish I could be, but I'm not. Well, thank you, Heidi. I mean, it's just, I'm just trying. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, like broom hook. I made a broom hook that failed miserably. I gotta redo it. Oh yeah, here we go. The cam box for my camera. Well, Havoc, I really want to do my homesteading stuff. One, I need the weather to cooperate, but two, that takes money. I need a 16-yard dumpster to show up to my house so that we can get rid of all the junk in my backyard. That's $300. I need to go buy 5-gallon buckets, because apparently I don't own a 5-gallon bucket that's worth a crap, so that I can build the hydroponic systems that I have printed for you guys. Which drives me insane. How do I not own a decent 5-gallon bucket? Oh, yeah. Here's another one right there. So I have these key lights that are Chinese key lights, and they were cheap. It's like 25 or 30 bucks for a set of two. And I could not get them to diffuse enough, even though they come with these cheap little plastic diffusers. Well, that's the problem, Havoc, is I am literally an hour away from the nearest Home Depot. But that's going to be remedied in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to go make a huge order at Home Depot, and I'll just have them deliver everything. But I printed these out in white PLA. Oops, better put that back. Would a 5-gallon bucket take too much material to print? Yes. The problem is I wouldn't have enough space on the printer to print it. That's the problem. Even at 300 by 300, you would be maxed out at space at the top. But I can actually show you this. Let me Let me. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? My touch portal system just went stupid on me, so I got to manually change screens. Manually turn that back on. But here, let's see. Can I get that over here? You guys see? Can you guys see this? There, maybe. Let's just pull it. There we go. Yeah, these key lights. This diffuses it and gives it a shadow box effect, so it doesn't shine off my forehead when I turn them on. You know, when we bought our microwave, one of the supports was missing, so I printed one. You know, the mount for my the power supply mount for my camera, there was no mount, so I quickly. This took all of 35 seconds to make. Yeah, I know. I got a big ass forehead, Havoc. There's been a lot of stuff that I've sat here and designed. Well, there you go. There's the equipment box right there. You guys can't see that. And for some reason, you can't see that. There we go. This is an equipment box for the Kick Pi single board PC. They're just like Raspberry Pis, but they're dirt cheap. They're 25 bucks. I'd really like to get sponsored by those folks. I could sell the snot out of their stuff. But I designed that, put it all back, put it all together. My tripod. Oh, this is a great one. What the heck? The camera turned off again. Here, let me go show. I'm going to get this for you. I got to show you guys this stuff. Oh, Lord. So, last summer, I was outside filming while I was mowing, and I wasn't paying attention. Here's my little tripod. I have my cell phone on this thing. I ran over the tripod and broke every leg and the supports. So 3D printing, fix it to where I don't have to buy another tripod. And I made them bright yellow so I can still see them. You got a few simple designs that incorporate RP2040 and relays. Nice. Very nice. And I don't even know what this design is. What did I make that for? I don't remember. Here's one that's actually kind of near and dear to me. When my daughter passed away, we got her four-wheeler when my daughter was killed. Big T, what's going on? Welcome. And it didn't come with the keys, so I had to get a replacement key for it. Yes, Big T, I remember. I remember. So don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. The replacement key set didn't exactly fit the hole that was in the the fairing, so I had to print a spacer for it. You got your surgery? I'm glad you made it out of that. Hope everything went well. And now I actually have to replace most of the fairing and the dash because the hailstorm. Excuse me. The hailstorm last year just decided to destroy part of the four-wheeler. But I mean, that's just a few of the things, and there's more that because the free version you can only save 10 designs. So the rest of it's just saved on the machine itself. Sergeant Roarcamp, what's going on, my buddy? How you doing? How you doing? I had to put pins in your arm. Ow. Well, hopefully it'll get better for you. So, but like I said, I am just curious of, what kind of content would everybody come back for? Don't worry about it, Sergeant Warcamp. I know life gets busy. Lacrosse schedule. Holy smokes. They still play that? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I actually liked watching lacrosse because it was much more interesting. Drav Aziz, thank you. Welcome. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I do know who the penguin is, Drav. I sure do. You're talking about Batman, right? No, I'm just messing with you. I know who Kind Penguin is. You're subscribed. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Well, I mean, the plan is still to do the Spaceball series of prints, and I know JPP wanted to get in on that as well, so we're going to schedule that up, so that we can both do that. And thank you guys for the subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I know there's a lot of people that want everyday mechanical type things that will help out with the house, help out with gardening, and I have a ton of that stuff. I've designed a ton of it, and I've got a whole load of things, just up on printables alone, that, people just need to know about, because why waste your money? If you're going to go buy something that's plastic at Walmart, just print it. That way, if it breaks again, you can print it again. Like one of my favorite topics right here, shop tools. Let's throw it over to this display. I actually went through and remixed, not this one, but another guy's socket organizers to fit in Gridfinity. I'd like to do the wrenches as well. Power strip clamps. The biggest thing, this is one of the things that just irritates everybody, is power strips. Well, there you go. Now you got clamps for them. Keeps them at a proper angle. Heidi is not a bot, Big T. Heidi is one of my mods. Need a handle for something. There you go. There's handles. Lose a straw in a WD-40 can, which every one of us has done. Well, you can print one. Heidi, did you know you're a bot? But, there's just all sorts of neat things that we can go out and print. I just don't know exactly what people are interested in. I'm down to just do anything. This is one of the things I am going to be printing right here. Constitution Class Enterprise. Oh, baby. She's sexy. Don't let Heidi get it turned into a Hydra bot. Holy crap, she gets mean. Hey, wifey, you know how I was telling you about, the auto cutter on the Flash Forge? There it is right there. Huh? Raised garden bed, chicken feeders, all that sorts of stuff. We can do all that. Grab, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to stay on topic. I have talked about Kind Penguin for so long. It's been 3 months now. I'm just trying not to get annoyed at it. I'm sorry, my friend. CB63, nobody's ideas are annoying. Oh, I definitely have thought about doing that video. CB63, definitely. I actually remixed the MagD cell light flashlight holder, because it was weak as hell, and it's actually holding up my mag light, my 2-pound mag light over here right behind my toolbox. Time to get back to what I do best in my play video games? I do that in the mornings. But there are so many things that are super useful that people just don't know about. Gridfinity is the most useful thing ever. But in order for me to do a full Gridfinity setup like I want to, I would need a lot of printer chow. And I do mean a lot. And more printers. Oh, God. I don't know about CB63. I am not a fan of multi-board. Their mounting system just bothers me. It really does. I am a fan of hex wall. That's what I've got going up here. There. What is going on with this machine? Let's see. Ching. Oh, come on. There we go. I use hex wall. I mean, multi-board system is pretty. It's nice, but the way they mount things is just weird, because you mount it from the back. I'm like, how are you going to mount everything the way you want it to on the back? But yeah, I mean, I am down to print just about anything. I just need printer chow for it. That's my biggest thing. Grab, I am sorry to hear about your mother. That is a horrible thing to go through. Yeah, you got to take the whole damn thing down to put one thing on, then set it all back up. It's annoying. It's a good system, though. They just need to revise the whole mounting thing where everything screws together from back. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the most useful print I have ever done right here. And I can't get to it because for some reason, my tablet keeps saying I'm disconnected from Touch Portal. But the multi-tool third arm, this thing is wicked good. It's actually what's holding up this camera over here. I've adapted it to do all sorts of goodies. Hey, look, there's one of mine right there. Oh, here's a good one, like right here. I had a buddy of mine about a year or so back. He goes, man, I just got an SSD drive from my computer. He had an older computer. He couldn't use an M.2 drive. And he goes, but I don't know how to mount this in this big old drive bay. I literally printed him a 3.5-inch to 2.5-inch drive adapter. Took like 30 minutes. Because those things don't have to be strong at all. I was actually tempted to print a bunch of these under workbench C-shaped brackets for pots and pans in the kitchen. Drav, don't worry about donating, my friend. I appreciate you just being here. This is, oddly enough, one of my favorite little prints, and I want to adapt it for my own use. But it mounts around a 4x4 post. Isn't this cool? And I have the absolute worst smell ever coming in from my air conditioner right now. I think one of my dogs took a crap in front of my air conditioner. Oh, dear Lord, that stinks. Oof. That's just nasty. Yeah, the post planner is awesome. It really is. And I'm a huge fan of all these, extendo arms. I've been trying to find the one that actually can support the most weight. But wall hooks, I mean, all sorts of things. This is one of my favorite little prints right here. I've got one out in my living room. That was you, just couldn't hold it. Well, dang, man. Holy smokes. That's just horrible smelling. I'm sorry. Who could not want this right here? I'm sorry. Deadpool planter. You guys keep wondering what I'm complaining about. This is my tablet that runs Touch Portal, which is my control software for OBS. And it says, disconnected. Why is it disconnected? We don't know. Because somehow this damn thing got put into airplane mode. Really? How in the world does it? I'm not even going to ask at this point. Airplane mode off. Connect to the internet. It feels like that Bon Jovi song. It's my life. It's now or never. Nothing's ever gonna work forever. Oh wait, that's my verse. There. Buttons. It's cheaper than Elgato Stream Deck. A lot cheaper. The software is like $20. I don't know if I have ever downloaded this, but I'm going to download this now because I know my wife wants one, and I have just the right filament to do it. That black and red silk filament. You know, want to keep your wife's hairbrushes off of the damn sink? Print her a stand for them. So many functions. This is what I've been trying. I've been trying to make the channel about for the longest time is teaching people that there is no limit to what you can do. As a matter of fact, at Remurf this year, and I think last year there was as well, there is literally a 3D printed Lamborghini going to be there. You can do anything with 3D printing. To go with your Deadpool kitchen knife holder that we still need to paint, by the way. Yeah. Yes, Drav. What can I do for you? By the way, what's really funny is this morning's game stream. Every morning's game streams. By the way, I have been getting copyrights, not copy strikes, but copyright notices from in-game music on YouTube. YouTube, stop. We have permission to play the music, so stop. Keep it up, wifey, and I'm going to build you an outhouse. Of course, then I'd never see you. Oh, did I say that? Yeah, YouTube. All streaming platforms have their issues. You know, it is what it is. One of my favorite things to do is just sit here and just browse through printables and things.com or Maker World and just see what they have. Just see what's there to print. I mean, there's just so many good things. And that's the reason for tonight's, stream is just to get ideas, bounce off ideas off of you guys, and you guys can bounce off ideas to me. And I can figure out what everybody wants me to print. Because I enjoy printing everything pretty much. Oh, yeah, going through printables to me, or Yagi or Thingiverse, not really Thingiverse actually, but I mean, just about any of the 3D websites out there other than Cults and Thingiverse. Not that Thingiverse is bad, it's just they have a lot of repeats and a lot of really old stuff. But it's like worse than watching TikTok all day. It really is. And especially when you find things that are not in English and you go, what the hell is that supposed to be for? Oh, yeah. CV, I have done that so many times. I have literally gone and just, oh, look, it's a nice little, thingy bobber. And I'll go to print it. And then I'll go, okay, reslice, change the settings. And I'm like, I can't get it past a kilogram of filament. What is going on? I mean, this says X-Lite multi-protocol support. What does that mean? I mean, I can read it. I just don't know what it means. And then you have websites like, people like this. This, I have a feeling, I people like this. This guy's got no ratings, no reviews. I think this is all stolen from Flexi Factory. Rev, yeah, what can I do for you? I would print the little animals too, but I got a problem. I don't have a multicolor printer. Now, I do have a project. Yes, I know my camera's off. I turned it off purposely for a moment. I do have a project for a U.S. veteran who works in a specific division of the United States Army and is retiring soon. And he's like, "No, I'm going to pay you for this." I'm like hell you are. I've got to redesign some things, and I'm going. He's going to pay for shipping. That's all he's paying for. But it's going to be a nice little thank you and award trophy type scenario for the work that he's done over the years. So, Oh, look, planetary fidget. I love planetary gear systems. They're so good. Do a Pokeball. Absolutely not. I am not a Pokemon fan at all. Never have been, probably never will be. There's two things in gaming and in cartoons and trading cards, basically, that I don't do. And that's Minecraft and Pokemon. I had my 8-bit blocky digital days back in the 90s. I can't not do Minecraft. I've gone past that stage in my life. And there's some negative connotation with me and Pokemon because of something, one of my children. Well, I'll just leave it at that. Not my daughter, by the way, my oldest son. But anyway, but there are so many useful things, and one of the things that I would actually like to do is get in on the 3D Christmas project that I got to talk to that guy. I can't remember what his name is right now. I've got it written down, but he has hundreds of makers across the world that start in June and basically print all the way up through November, and then they all box all the stuff that they make, all the toys that they make up, and send them out to disadvantaged children. I think that's an awesome project. What about Fraction Turtle Collar? Don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is. Loyal Moses. Yes, it is. God dang it. I never remember him by his name. Yeah, I'm in his Discord, and he and I have talked about it frequently over the last year. Ever since he did last Christmas's stuff, the big Christmas video he did, and I'm like, I really want to get involved get involved with that because it's such a good project. Yeah, why would you want to know if I have $1 or $2? Wait, am I missing something? What about Fraction Turtle Crawler? I was talking about tool arms. I was? Really? I was? I mean, oddly enough, Fabrico is probably one of the few companies that I think that I could literally just call up and go, "Can you guys sponsor this for me?" And they would go, "Sure," if they had it. You know, Shammy's a good dude. I know Shammy's awesome. And I know a few of the other people that I've talked to from Fabrico, and they're awesome too. So I absolutely, what the and this is a huge industry, by the way. If anybody doesn't know, printing parts for RC cars is a huge industry, especially custom stuff for like the RC drift cars. Oh my God. People get into that stuff so deep. My biggest problem is I don't have the RC cars to actually test them on. Bing, camera's back on. What the heck is that? I think I need to print that for Squid. That is the weirdest looking mouse I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys. So this evening, this has been a great video. A great live because that's a war crime. Yeah, it really is. You'll eventually print all the rest of the pieces. I used to be real huge into RC, and anymore, I just like I got no interest in it. Oh, I think Squid would love that. I could probably get the Bamboo Labs mouse kit for it too. I already have Voyager. I have lots of Voyagers. Here's one of them. Voyager. That's a 2 pound Voyager. A full kilogram right there, baby. And then I'm also printing the hollow version of that so I can put the LEDs in it. That's going to be a real fun project, especially since all the LEDs are addressable. Different Voyager. Oh, okay. Y'all know I love my skulls. This needs to be remixed so it has more detail. Gonna have to download it. He says he doesn't allow remix culture. Well, I'll remix it for myself and then I won't publish it. That's the funny thing about some of these, artists that we have. They publish stuff, but then they don't want anybody to use it. So what's the purpose of publishing it? I can understand saying not commercially available. Okay, I get that. Oh yeah, 3D printed airsoft is a big thing as well. And this has become a big industry as well, is 3D printed Crocs. Now, these are just little tokens for them, but TPU Crocs, oh, big time. Do I like Legos? I used to. I have a child that really enjoys them, so I think they're cool. I've printed quite a few of them. Airsoft is great. Paintball is okay, but airsoft is where the stuff's at. I have a few models of pew pews that are airsoft that I would really like to print on stream, but I'm afraid that they would actually get me canceled, even if I made it perfectly clear that they were airsoft. I've got no idea what you're talking about. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something here, but it sounds like you're just trying to get under my skin at this point, which doesn't work. You know, all that does is end up getting you banned. And maybe I'm mistaken about something. I have no idea what you're talking about. So, but yeah, that said, oh yeah, there's just so much cool. I mean, Wednesday, really? There is no way that's an FDM print. Bull. Uh-uh. No, no, Big T. I'm not talking about you. Oh, that's the Voyager. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. There's no way that that is an FDM print. You can't get that granularity of detail. That's You'd have to print that with resin to do this. It'd have to be resin. No, it's not a scam. But you would have to do that with resin. You could not do that with FDM and get that granularity. Yeah, that's some crazy ass texture settings. It would be. But I'm an Adams Family fan, so we'll find out. I will. I just downloaded it, so yeah, we're gonna try and download it, and I'll make it a time lapse, and then I'll post it back up on the internet, going not possible. As a matter of fact, I have a .2 nozzle. Yeah, I was gonna say Havoc. I have a .2 nozzle for the FlashForge printer, and I can slow that puppy down big time to make it really fine print. I'll take that one little model and make it 20 hours. See, this is what I am enjoying right now. Yeah, rip to my printer. Absolutely. Getting ideas from you guys, things that we can do. Because frankly, I've been just kind of floating for the last couple of weeks going, you know what? Nobody's enjoying what I'm doing. And I wasn't even enjoying it. Because I'll only enjoy it when you guys actually enjoy it. So and that's one of the things that, here in the near future, I do want to get into a little bit is some resin printing. That way I can actually do some miniatures that my youngest son has actually designed. So he's into tabletop games in a huge way. And I think it would be great to be able to actually print some of that stuff for him. Minix Master is one of my favorite people on printables. This dude does so many cool things. I mean, the bust of Predator. You can't give me a bust of Batman, Spider-Man, Groot, Yoda, bust of Jesus, bust of Stormtrooper. Everybody was going to bust a Stormtrooper. Bust of David. He's actually got 402 models, so yeah. This is like a lot of stuff right there. Bust of an old cowboy. God, that's going to look like me when I get old. Holy crap. Bust of a chupacabra. This guy is actually a really good sculptor. I've actually messaged him a little bit, and we've communicated, a couple of times, and he does all of it. It's all sculpted. So, what do you mean when? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, he's definitely got talent. And a lot of it's what he does is he takes 3D scans of stuff and then he actually goes through and remixes it and sculpts it properly for 3D printing. So I've printed off a lot of his stuff. It's actually really cool. When I get old, I am already old. See, I I don't like this is my Minecraft argument right here. Okay, low poly equals Minecraft equals reminds me of Wolfenstein 3D and Quake. Read message. Okay, will do. Let me get off of this screen. Wifey, that's going to be your call. That's going to be, your guys' call for mods. But, the F-22 Raptor, one of my favorite aircraft, a modern day aircraft. And this is where we sit with it. Somebody makes a low poly model that has no features, no defining features. And at this point, wifey, yes. Please. So, I'm just like, I'm having fun right now, just going through this, talking to you guys, going, okay, what should we what the heck is this monstrosity here? I see something so wrong with this. So incredibly wrong. Look at this monster frame. I know you flew, not a Sergeant Rourke. That's awesome. I have about, let's see, I've got 30 hours in a 210, about 35 hours in a 150, no, 172. And then I graduated up to my buddy's aircraft, which was a Piper Comanche 250. And then I graduated even further up from that. Yeah, I'll let you guys see this. Here, give me a second. This is a design for a 3D printer, and I'm just really, really confused because this is a huge printer, but the build plate's like 140. Yeah, I've seen the CRJs. Yeah, I got my pilot's license in 2000, late 2000, just before 9/11. And once 9/11 happened, it was too costly to fly. So my buddy parked his aircraft. That's because that's what he let me fly for free. All I had to do was pay for fuel. He paid for everything else, including all the maintenance. It was a completely restored from ground up 1962 Piper PA 250 with a turbo. Yeah, I had the original Lycoming 250 was taken out of it, and he put a turbocharged Lycoming 250 or 260 in it. Excuse me, and had all brand new avionics, and they stripped it to the ground, and I mean completely to the ground. You got to go, Big T. All right, my friend, have a good one. But he and I were actually going to. I actually got hours in a citation and a DC6, DC9. De Havilland Beaver, because we were actually going to change jobs essentially and buy an aircraft and fly stuff up into Alaska, to the outlying areas. But that never happened. So yeah, this is a full-size printer, and I am so confused on this. Why would you build something so large and put a build plate so small on it? I can tell you right now it's not going to be square. Looks like he used old aluminum, old steel extrusion off of a bed frame. I mean, you use what you can to build, and I get it, I understand, but I don't understand the premise of this. It's got a Creality direct drive. CB63, don't worry about the link. That's the bot that does that, not you. Don't worry about it. If you want to send me a link, join the Discord and shoot it to me over there. That'd be the best solution for that. This guy says it cost 120 bucks to build this. Might be interesting. I wouldn't be able to use that. I'd have to actually use like 2020 extrusion just for the rigidity. You as well, Sergeant Rourke. That's awesome. Good talking to you, my friend. Good talking to you. Yeah, it's coming up upon that time here. We got about 5-10 minutes here, guys, and then we're gonna call it for the evening because this was gonna be a fairly short stream anyway. Because like I said, I didn't have any real content. I'm using tonight to bounce ideas off of you guys. What's the name? The name of what? The printer? Here, I'll just give you the link in chat. This is the weirdest thing I have actually seen. I mean, I get it. You build with what you have, but... And it's a good engineering test, I would say that, but why build such a large platform with such a small build area? He could have easily doubled his build area. If not more, because it's an elongated chassis. Kind of makes me want to build it. Because it looks like 90% of the parts are 3D printed. And the most you're going to have to buy is some belts, and I got plenty of motors. Especially, it looks like all of the motors he's using are all Creality. And it's all printed off of recycled filament. Huh. I do want to build one of these too. Oh yeah, definitely, CB. I mean, definitely. That's actually one of the truly only actual DIY machines that I've seen on here. The rest of them are like remakes of stuff that's already existed. It does look quite interesting. Like I said, it almost makes me want to, what the heck? Mount for the Dragon Ace and the EVA 3 toolhead. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's just that. I was like, what the heck is this? All right, now I know what it is. Sometimes you get to those prints and you just got to do a double take on. It's like, what? See, yeah, I mean, I was telling the wife, the other day, I still am on this whole idea of getting. Wait, when did Tron XY get their own model catalog? Okay, I'm gonna have to leave that open and take a look at it later. But Tron XY actually has a huge series of printers, and one of the things I found that was really fascinating is they have clay printers. They can print in clay, which is cool. If I had a forge. Why did they start at the largest and go? Let's go down to the lowest price and go up. Yeah, they're not $430. You can still pick them up for less than 300 right now, even with all the other stuff on the 400s. But I mean, I'm still thinking about this. But here's the interesting: look at this nozzle. Look at this nozzle. Does anybody else notice something that I didn't see there before? There are two PTE. There's two damn tubes for filament. I know I can't talk today. Yeah. And apparently they have, from some of the stuff I've been reading, they have fixed the bent extrusion problem. Extrusions getting shipped bent. I'm just like, I'm still wanting to do this. But the this 400 now ships with dual color printing. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, they're doing it the easy way, but I mean, he's having a problem getting back into the Discord. I'm not sure what happened with him. Yeah, they've on all the updated models, they have fixed all of the issues that were people were bitching about. And this is one of the companies that I actually reached out to, by the way. The funniest company, by the way, that I reached out to was MakerBot. One of the very few that I actually got a response from. It was a no response, but at least I got a response. You got in that time? Cool, Havoc. But yeah, this is, this is a big honker. But for the cost of this thing, I don't know. Yeah, it's Core XY, but that Anycubic printer, no, you can't beat the price for dual filament. But, you could always go for relatively the same size. Just go with the Cobra 3 Max with 4-color for $200 more. Smooth rods are all 0.5 millimeters short. Wow. And everybody, the reviews on this thing are amazing. So you can buy it in just 4 or 8-color right off the bat. And there is an upgrade path if you want to add more later. So who knows, guys? Who knows what the future will hold for what printers, will be coming into this monstrosity. But I do know that the old Enders are going to be starting to be retired. And when I say retired, I mean they are going to be broken up into project pieces so that I can do some of the stuff that I've wanted to do, like the Duo Ender projects or the Ender NG. Rumor has it that there's a new version of the Ender NG coming out. So anyway, guys, we are coming up on that 2-hour mark. I need to go. I'm tired. I didn't take a nap today, which is very strange for me. But I do appreciate all of you just chilling out with me, hanging tonight. I didn't think it was going to be a great big turnout, but I thank all of you that did show up, because thank you. Right? Just thank you. You guys keep my spirits up. You guys let me know that this isn't a giant waste of my time. I know it's not, but everybody, have a great rest of your evening. Captain's out of here. Later, Gators.